think us being first-time parents and being total rookies at this, we had no idea what we were doing. I had heard about night nannies and then doulas for birth, but not for postpartum. And so as we started to research what options were out there, I came across postpartum doulas in Bridgetown. And I think for me, the big selling point was someone who is a true expert in the field of babies, because that is not something we're experts in.
Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety that comes with being a new parent. And even though I think both Emily and I went into this process confident and we had great resources around us, just knowing that there's this team of experts that we could leverage and learn from and help us kind of get through the tough times was really valuable for us.
For us, I think a few things stood out with Bridgetown. First was just the great reviews. Honestly, that's how we came to find Bridgetown in the first place. And then I had a friend of a friend who had used Bridgetown, and I was able to speak to her as well as another reference. And so that, for me, made me feel a lot more confident in making the decision.
And I think when we met the team for the first time, when we were still evaluating whether to move forward or not, we immediately really connected with the people and appreciated the personalities and sort of the human connection that we were able to make just on an initial phone call. It didn't feel like we were necessarily just customers or prospective customers, but there was a real care that came through in that initial discussion. And I think afterwards, we both felt like it was definitely the right fit for what we were looking for.
For me, I think just the relationships we created with the doulas were incredible. They became more than just our postpartum doulas, but truly part of our family and our team here. So for me, that was, I think, the standout.
Yeah, going into the process, I anticipated the relief that would come from knowing that there are people to help care for our son overnight, where we could catch up on lost sleep and feel that sense of security, throw ideas off of the doulas.
We looked forward to the nights that they would come and chat with us before we went to bed.
Absolutely.
It was a nice break in the day, and they always brought such positivity, humor, which we needed in those first few months. So it was something we found that we really looked forward to.
Absolutely.
We had a really tough breastfeeding journey at the start. We were lucky enough to also use Bridgetown Baby for lactation consultant. So we had Melissa Curry as our lactation consultant. Our son, Liam, wouldn't latch in the hospital or when he got home initially. So they were able to create a plan with us from the beginning that allowed us to feed Liam and make sure he was getting the nutrients that he needed from the start, but then also created a game plan for the future of how we could start to transition off of triple feedings and all of the extra things we had to do in the beginning to get to a point now where he just turned 5 months and I exclusively breastfeed him. And the doctor actually we were in the other day was like, he has such a strong latch, a really strong suck. And I thought yeah, thanks, Bridgetown.
Yeah, it was a really great experience. Feeding a newborn is an incredibly stressful,
really challenging
to get through. It's probably not talked about enough for new parents, and it's stressful and there's a lot of unknowns. But just to have that trusted resource that we could turn to, not only with at-home appointments, but over email, over text, just knowing that there's a resource there, just made it a little bit less stressful and allowed us to achieve our goals a lot quicker.
Yeah. Bridgetown was able to truly be a Rolodex of knowledge for us with things from how to feed your baby to how to bathe your baby. They helped us with giving him his first bath, to ideas around like sleep training. So I think a lot of the knowledge they gave us was something that has stuck with us, that we still leverage. And then I also just appreciated how they cared for me. I think in the first few months being a new mom is the hardest thing I've ever done, the best, but also the hardest. And so having someone to cry to, laugh with, those are some of the really special moments too.
Yeah, there's a lot to process when you're raising a newborn, and I think one of the things that when I think about the enduring value of the doulas for us is that it just gave us a better sense of what really we need to be focused on, and identifying things that you really can't control, or you don't need to control and get stressed out, because it's always going to change. It's always going to be this kind of fluid situation. But then the things that really to focus on, and the things that really will set us up for success. And I do carry those learnings with me, even though we don't use the doulas anymore. I still go back to those conversations and some of those teachings when we encounter all the unforeseen milestones and stresses that come with raising a child.
Yeah, I think they told us like the only constant really is change in the beginning. Yeah. So it's definitely something we still lean on now. I knew that they would take great care of our baby. I don't think I realized the amount of care that we as humans also needed, from coming down for the middle of the night feedings and having someone to talk to having someone be able to have all of my breast pump parts washed and ready to go, to making us like an incredible breakfast one morning. I think I knew they would take great care of our baby, but I didn't realize how much of the care that I needed as well.
Yeah, the connection with the doulas was really amazing and frankly surprising, because when we went into this, we knew that we were going to get the child care. We knew that the folks at Bridgetown are highly qualified to care for newborns, but to be able to have like a friendship develop and to be able to really connect with our doulas on an adult to adult basis, share war stories from the day, catch up on just personal family stuff. It was really great and really an element of the relationship that I miss.
100% yes, but specifically I would go with Bridgetown.
Do it now.
Yeah. If you haven't looked up postpartum doulas, do it. And that if you think of, blend all the best parts of like an expert baby whisperer with like the care and friendship of like truly I think someone who became part of our family, like that's how I would describe working with
yeah. I mean, the one thing that I experienced is it can be very isolating being a new parent. You're getting used to this new human being in your world. You tend to be very enclosed. You're not going out a lot. You're not seeing a lot of people. And the doulas really help fill that void, that connection. Not only are they bringing that care and expertise to your parenting, but they're also just a friendly face that you get used to seeing and talking to. And I think that's something I would really emphasize with a close friend considering bringing on a doula. I think a lot of people think of doulas through the pregnancy process and the labor process, which is great, but I think the value that you get from having them postpartum during those early, very new, very stressful first few months is really where the value comes in. Yeah, the peace of mind is critical. Just knowing that you have a team that's got your back, that's going to help you, and it can be flexible too. That was another thing, is to be able to sort of adjust the schedule and to lean on them when we needed extra support. It's just invaluable for the stresses and the anxieties to go with new parenthood, to be able to have that resource those first few months.
We are so grateful that we found Bridgetown Baby and that we had the incredible doulas that we had to help us welcome our son into the world. And I really don't think our first few months experience as new parents would have been as wonderful as it was without their care and support. So we're so grateful.
Yeah, it really set us up for success. It wasn't just the period that we worked with the doulas, it was the knowledge and the expertise that they imparted on us, which we still carry through and we still apply to this very day, and we will for years to come.